Top 10 Safest Countries in the World in 2022. The Institute for Economics and Peace, IEP, released its annual Global Peace Index. The report ranks 163 independent states and territories based on their level of peacefulness. In the last year, the global peacefulness average dropped by 0.3%. There are a few things to consider when coming up with the safest countries to live in. One factor is the political stability of a country, another is the crime rate, and, finally, you might want to consider the quality of medical care available in different countries. The Global Peace Index is a good source that hints at the world's safest countries. As in previous years, European countries dominate the top 10. Iceland manages to remain the most peaceful country in the world. Iceland is followed by New Zealand, Ireland, Denmark, Austria, and Portugal. So if you're looking to relocate to Europe soon, make sure to check out the list below and take a detailed look at the top 10 safest countries. Number 10. Japan. Japan is considered to be one of the safest countries in the world and is generally safe. Theft and other crimes are rarely reported. The emphasis on crime prevention is one of the main factors contributing to the nation's high level of safety. In 2019, there were only 2.3 murders per 100,000 people in Japan, compared to 5.0 per 100,000 people in the United States. Japan has strict gun control laws that make it difficult for criminals to obtain firearms. Also, the Japanese government has invested heavily in security measures such as CCTV cameras and metal detectors, which help to deter crime. Finally, Japanese culture puts great importance on having respect for others and a commitment to peace. This social norm helps to create a sense of safety and order that contributes to Japan's low crime rate. Number 9. Singapore. According to the Global Peace Index 2022, Singapore is the 9th safest country in the world, and the safest country in Asia. So, why is Singapore such a safe place to live? Well, there are a few reasons. First of all, it has low levels of crime. This is thanks to effective law enforcement, which works hard to keep the streets safe. Singapore has tough laws and punishments for criminals. The government takes a zero-tolerance approach to crime, and this helps to deter would-be criminals from committing crimes in the first place. Singapore has a strong police force. The Singapore police force is highly efficient and has a good track record of keeping crime under control. This helps to make Singapore feel safe for its residents and visitors alike. Number 8. Czech Republic. The Czech Republic is a beautiful country with a rich history and culture. It's also an incredibly safe place to live, work, and raise a family. In fact, it's one of the safest countries in the world, according to the Global Peace Index 2022, which ranks the Czech Republic at number 8. The small Central European nation has a long history of peace and stability, and its low crime rates and lack of terrorism make it a safe place to live. And while it's always important to take precautions when traveling in any unfamiliar place, the Czech Republic is generally very welcoming to tourists and has a strong infrastructure for keeping visitors safe. From its well-maintained public transportation system to its many police officers and security cameras, the Czech Republic takes safety seriously. The Czech Republic also has strong gun control laws, which help to keep its citizens safe. What's more, the Czech Republic is a member of NATO, which provides further security to its people. Overall, the Czech Republic is a great choice for those looking for a safe and peaceful place to live. Number 7. Slovenia. Slovenia is a small, landlocked country in Central Europe with a population of just over 2 million people. Despite its size, Slovenia consistently ranks as one of the safest countries in the world. In 2022, it was ranked the 7th safest country in the Global Peace Index. Several factors contribute to Slovenia's safety ranking. One is the low level of crime. There were only 1.4 homicides per 100,000 people in Slovenia in 2020, compared to a global average of 6.2 per 100,000 people. Similarly, the rate of petty crimes such as theft and vandalism is also relatively low. Another factor that contributes to Slovenia's safety ranking is the low level of political instability. The country has been a member of the European Union since 2004 and has had the same government since 2008. This stability ensures there are no major internal or external threats to the country's safety. Finally, Slovenia also benefits from its location. Nestled between Austria, Hungary, Croatia, and Italy, it's far away from any areas of conflict or unrest. Number 6. Portugal. Portugal is popular for its stunning scenery, Mediterranean climate, and laid-back vibes. But in recent years, Portugal has also been receiving attention for another reason: its safety. According to the Global Peace Index 2022, Portugal is the 6th safest country in the world, and the 4th safest among the EU 27. So what makes Portugal so safe? One factor is the low level of income inequality. In Portugal, the wealthiest 20% of households earn just 7.5 times more than the poorest 20%. This compares favorably to other developed countries like the United States, where the richest 20% earn nearly 12 times more than the poorest 20%. The country also benefits from a strong rule of law. In Portugal, property rights are well protected and government corruption is relatively rare. This creates a stable environment that discourages crime and promotes economic growth. Portugal has a long history of peaceful relations with its neighbors. It hasn't been directly involved in a major war for over 200 years, and the government remains committed to resolving disputes through diplomacy rather than force. All of these factors combine to create a safe and welcoming environment in Portugal. What's more, Portugal has a range of easy residency visa options such as the D7 visa or the Golden Visa, making it a great place for those seeking a safe haven in Europe. Number 5. Austria. It's no secret that Austria is a safe place to live. In fact, it's often ranked as one of the safest countries in the world. According to the Global Peace Index 2022, Austria is the 5th safest country in the world, and the 3rd safest out of the EU 27 countries. So what makes Austria so safe? There are a few factors. First, Austria has a low crime rate. There are few violent crimes and property crimes are relatively rare. This makes Austria a very safe place to live. Secondly, the Austrian economy is strong. There's less crime overall, because people are less likely to turn to criminal activity when they have a stable income. Lastly, Austria has a strong government and political system. This ensures that the country is well run and that there's little corruption. All of these factors combine to make Austria a very safe place to live. Number 4. Denmark. Denmark is often lauded as one of the safest countries in the world. In fact, according to the Global Peace Index 2022, it's the 4th safest country in the world. There are a number of reasons why Denmark is such a safe place to live. First of all, it has a low crime rate. In 2018, there were only 127 recorded homicides in Denmark, which is an incredibly low number. Secondly, Denmark has a strong economy and welfare system, which helps to reduce inequality and social unrest. Finally, Denmark is a small country with a relatively homogeneous population, which makes it easier to maintain law and order. All of these factors contribute to Denmark's status as a safe haven for its citizens. Number 3. Ireland. According to the Global Peace Index 2022, Ireland is the 3rd safest country in the world. This is an impressive feat, considering that the index takes into account a wide range of factors including conflict, crime, and terrorism. So what exactly makes Ireland so safe? For starters, the country has a low murder rate. In 2018, there were just 33 murders in all of Ireland. That's fewer than 1 per 100,000 people, which is well below the global average. Ireland also has a low rate of violent crime. In fact, according to Eurostat, it had the 2nd lowest rate of violent crime in the European Union in 2017. In addition to being one of the safest countries in terms of crime, Ireland is also largely free of conflict and terrorism. Despite Ireland's troubled history, there have been no major terrorist incidents in recent years. Ireland isn't involved in any active conflicts. It has a policy of military neutrality and it's not a member of NATO. Number 2. New Zealand. New Zealand is often lauded as one of the safest countries in the world. According to the Global Peace Index 2022, New Zealand is the second safest country in the world, behind only Iceland. There are several reasons why New Zealand is such a safe place to live. For one, it has a relatively small population and a low crime rate. Additionally, the government is stable and there's little political unrest. Plus, New Zealand is an isolated country, located in the southwest Pacific Ocean, which makes it less susceptible to external threats. In terms of natural disasters, New Zealand is prone to earthquakes and volcanic eruptions, so it's important to know what to do in the event of an emergency. The good news is, there are strict building codes in place to help protect against earthquake damage. Most New Zealanders are well prepared for any potential disasters. Number 1. Iceland. Iceland is the safest country in the world according to the Global Peace Index 2022. The index is compiled by looking at a variety of factors, including the number of homicides, the level of violent crime, and the availability of small arms. In addition, the index takes into account factors such as the number of refugees and internally displaced persons, as well as the level of political instability. Iceland also has a very low rate of natural disasters, making it a safe place to live. Based on all these factors, Iceland ranks as one of the safest countries in the world. In addition to being safe, Iceland is also a very beautiful country. It's home to some of the most stunning natural scenery in the world, including glaciers, hot springs, and waterfalls.
Thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to CrafrikMediaTV for more informative content. Turn on the notification bell so as to be notified each time we upload fresh content.